fourth place here. We're going to get into the rookies here. And they're coming out of the woodwork for us already. So Haiden Deegan gets a fourth.
All right, who's going to start?
Okay.
Oh, you're going to start. Okay,
I'll start.
Because I don't want to.
No problem.
You can go next.
It was handed to him, but he was still massively more impressive than I thought he would be yesterday. And we talked about this before the show and everything. That corner speed he was hitting before that first rhythm section there that they caught on Race Day Live, incredible. Fucking incredible.
That rut was perfect.
And then the steeziness over
Him and
every
Hymas.
single big jump he could
He didn't like when
hit.
Hymas crossed over on him a little bit in that rhythm section. He was like, oh, we got to make this stick.
And he only had one moment that I saw when they were watching him at all day, and that was in the whoops there in the main, which
what
they
speed's
caught.
not great.
Which was, you're not 100% wrong. It wasn't the best, but it was, I mean.
That corner speed, though, is where he makes all his time up.
Here's the thing. He still, even if you take away the couple of spots he got handed there, sixth was still better than we called.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
We were all three of us on this
Exceeded
table.
my expectations.
Yeah, we're on the train of like 8 to 12. Okay, no problem.
But
sixth would have been
think about
impressive.
if Joe and Seth are in there though, that puts him right where we eighth.
Okay.
This man's trying to break.
I was
going
gonna
to
say, man, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying this is part of it, and we always talk about like you gotta beat the fucking
finish.
race.
You gotta finish. You
and
have
here's
to
the
finish.
thing: the kid showed up.
He did.
He did the race. He didn't hit the deck.
Yep.
And he got fourth.
No, he did. He earned it. I've said it in the group text. You have to be there. It's not his fault that everybody else hit the ground. He was there at the end of the main. You got to put in the laps.
He had pressure on him the whole
But
time.
I will say though, in first Supercross race, so not saying, but the expectation, he's not going to get a podium. He was way, and I only say that because when Smitty went down in front of him in the Sam section, he caught up. Look how quickly Smitty walked away from him.
Yeah. I don't.
That's
really,
the only thing. That's the one I'll say to that.
I don't really see that either. It would not. Let's put it this way. I have about
the cards could fall.
They could fall.
The way it went last night. Yes, it could.
Because he would have been fifth. Because J Mart, he was down in the whoops. I don't know what he did. He was off the track. But he would have been a solid fifth. Like that was good for him. Like he rode
solid.
He rode good. And once again, you have to be there at the end of the main because
compared to what we saw last week.
Yep,
miles different.
But all I will say is, Deegan fan people, whatever you want to call yourselves.
Oh boy, here we go.
Don't get on the bandwagon. It's just don't get on the bandwagon that he's just all of a sudden going to get in the box now.
Too late.
It's not going to happen.
Too late.
Speed for speed, he's not ready.
They're already been in the comments.
Speed for speed, he's not ready to get on the box.
I don't think so, not yet. But it's
not ready.
It's a good first step.
It's a good start, but he's not ready speed wise yet.
It'll be interesting to see as we go through the next couple of rounds where he goes from here. Because I don't see him really going more forward. So the real question in my mind is going to be how far back does he fall?
I think the Triple Crown is going to be more interesting for me.
Yeah.
Because he's never had to deal with something like that. And then if you want to jump way far ahead, the East-West shootout.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I definitely think, though, that yesterday solidified top 10 guy.
I mean, nobody's ever said he's not good.
Yeah.
Kid's got a ton of talent. We see that with his corner speed.
Yeah. So, but I think he solidified top 10 guy.
Yeah, for sure. Easy.
Yeah, he definitely exceeded my expectations, and especially seeing that in the qualifying. Mm-hmm. Had the little bit of leg swag, threw it in the corner, like a little bit of style. We like seeing a little bit of style.
Yep.
And for me, I'm not a guy that watches a YouTube channel, so I'm one of those guys. This is the first time I've had any experience with him. Hearing interviews with him with like Swap Moto and some of those guys. And he sounds a lot more humble than what I thought he would, at least in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how he is behind closed doors or off track. We've heard he's a shithead, whatever. But in front of a camera, he does his job.
It's fucking weird to me because at the Combine last year at Redbud, I saw him a lot when I was walking around because I was walking around on race day filming a lot of different shit, filming stuff in the pit. So I was back, forth, and I would always see him. And he was, I mean, we always talk about like how these guys get flooded with fans, but it's like, dude, here's a kid with 1 million fucking YouTube followers at the place where he does his shit, and he's walking around by himself. And it wasn't like every time I saw him, he was getting stopped. Now, don't get me wrong, I did see people, Haiden. And when they did, he stopped, no problem, took pictures, said hi to people.
Brian always does that as well.
Exactly. I mean, dude, did you watch the A2 vlog they did? Mm-mm. So even on the A2 vlog, they're literally filming the vlog walking up to the stadium to watch him. I don't know if it's practice, qualifying, whatever. Anyway, and literally this girl comes running up as they're filming. Brian's talking, and she's like, "Hey, can I get a selfie with you?" He's like, "As long as we're walking, no problem." And she's like she had the camera ready and everything. Boom, snaps the selfie. Thank you, no problem. Takes off. He turns back around. He's like, "See, that's how you do it. Hey, can I get a picture?" Camera's ready. Boom, we did it, no problem. And again, great guy. He's like, "Yo, I got stuff to do, but no problem. If you want to take a picture as we're walking, no problem." Which I'm cool with
that. Out there because now he's putting it out there. Now fans know how to interact.
Yep.
With
Now they're like,
though,
"Hey, let's do this."
Definitely tell though. I don't think it was in the main. I think it was in the heat race. Did you hear the crowd? No, it was the main. The crowd pop when he was moving forward.
Yeah.
You could hear him in the background when I think it was when he passed Hymas when he ran it in on Hymas.
That's fucking insane.
Like you could hear the crowd pop in the back. So I'm telling you this right now. If we talk about growing the sport, even though I'm not a Deegan fan, it will be interesting to see how loud the crowd will be if that kid rips a start in a main.
Here's the thing.
It's gonna blow the roof off whatever stadium they're at.
I think this will be really interesting, and I don't know if Brian can get his hands on this and share with people. Which
the numbers difference.
I want to see how much he moved the needle on viewership, etc.
Because we all know that the amateur racing that you can only stream online through the website if you know it moved the needle. Because we all watched Mini-O's and different things like that. And you could watch. I mean, dude, I remember clearly. I don't remember if it was Mini-O's or Loretta's or whatever. And clearly it was because they have the viewers, like the actual viewer count is up on the screen when you do that. And you could watch it go from, say, like 3,000-4,000 people to like 8,000-9,000.
Happened at Loretta's this past year,
yeah.
too.
So, yeah, I would be interested. I'm like you to know, like, did you move the needle? Did you not move the needle?
When I heard the crowd pop, the most recent thing that reminded me of was Detroit last year when Jet ragged out of shit in the heat race, and he was coming from dead last, and all of a sudden he was just slicing through the pack and worked his way up to second, and every time he passed somebody, the whole stadium was going nuts. You guys remember that shit? Like, it was loud. When I heard that crowd pop, even though it was for a split second, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, if this kid yanks a holy in or even a heat race, this kid's out front at all. And then if we're out front and he's pulling away, dude. And then if you keep going further and he pulls it off and he wins even a heat race, that stadium is going to be so freaking loud.
And I will tell you this.
And that's how you pump things up.
After watching last night and see how composed he was, we just this big on this year 3 thing. We see him in year 3. He might be a guy that wins a heat race and stuff. Like, we might be we could see this. We could see the roof get blown off a stadium.
But I don't see Jet Lawrence. We're talking about comparisons, and this is where I'm going to get the hate. I don't see Jet Lawrence when I watch Haiden.
I don't know.
There's a lot.
I don't either.
But I only say that because of the comparison that people keep talking about. And we got they're like, yeah, after Haiden Deegan's done, you're going to say who RC who? It's like, come on, guys. Like, I get it.
That stuff's too far.
You're fans. I understand it, and you can flame me all you want. But Haiden Deegan is not going to be Ricky Carmichael. He's just not. I'm sorry.
Just out of curiosity here, let's go back. Jet's first 250.
Oh, he didn't get 4th.
Go to that Deegan A2 vlog. How many views does that get?
9th.
Yeah, but then look how many rounds it took him before he was leading a race and he was walking away before he crashed.
Yeah,
that was what, 2 rounds later?
Maybe, I don't know, because he went 9.59.
But also look who he was racing that year, though.
Yeah.
There is a difference. All I'm saying is the reason why I'm bringing Jet up into this is because that's the most relevant person we have as far as talent and following as social media, and people like to compare Haiden and Jet. And I'm just saying, Haiden is not Jet. I understand that Jet didn't get 4th in his first race.
Yeah.
But how many races later was it until Jet was Now, if we get 3 rounds in, because I think that was 3 rounds after.
Yeah, it was the 3rd round.
Yeah, it was round 3.
Yeah, it was Anaheim 2.
Okay. Jet was leading that race. And I love Dylan. Jet was walking away from Dylan. Haiden, if he go to round 3 and he has still not done that, there just needs to be some toning back. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Haiden can't do it. But Hayden's not Jet Lawrence. I don't see Jet Lawrence when I watch
Just
Haiden
an
Deegan.
FYI, too. Took Jet 8 races to win one.
All right, so now
Supercross. I'm just because
and outdoors
this
it
is where we're going.
took a full season to the end of the year, right?
Hold on.
Because he didn't win till the end of 2020. It was Paula.
Correct.
Yeah, because it was the whole J Mart and him last race.
We're getting off race.
Yeah,
because
he did Dilla Budds Creek Ironman and went 13:26:13. Okay, then we went Supercross, and then we went into this was COVID year, so we went Loretta's 2 Ironman, Red Bud 1-2. And it was the last race of that year.
Yep.
Fox Raceway.
He got the first one.
All right, so we got 8
over Dylan.
All right, so we got 8 rounds. We got 8 rounds. We got a benchmark.
Yep. So we got so we have something to compare it to because
we got a benchmark.
A lot of the people are like he's the next coming to Jesus or whatever. You know.
Last thing I'm curious about what kind of views does that A2 vlog have on it?
Let me go see.
Probably like 300,000. I don't think they've hit a million in quite a while though. Because they were doing it like 1.2.
Yeah, they ain't whistling diesel. That's
they haven't
5.5 million.
They haven't gotten a million, I think, in a while. I think they've been averaging be like 180 to like 400 something.
Crazy race at A2 Futures, 311K.
Yep, I think they've been pretty much on point with that for like the last however many vlogs.
Yeah, if you go to videos here, 155, 111, 311, 271,
which is still knocking it out of the park.
202, 171, 327. Yeah, I mean, like it's
still knocking
lot.
out of the park. But the point is he hasn't hit a million in a while.
Yeah,
because there was a time where I think in the B class he was doing like 1-1.
Yeah,
consistently.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, like you said here in a week, where does that go?
It's gonna be even more interesting the first time him and Jet line up against each other at the East West Shootout. God, I hope they make that a big deal.
Yeah. So
all right. So
anyway,